Have you ever wondered what is the true cost of waiting to save for retirement? $347K. That is the number I am going to show you today. It is not a retirement goal. It is not a portfolio balance. It is the amount of wealth a freelancer destroys, permanently, by waiting just 10 years before starting to save and invest. Not by spending recklessly, not by making bad investments, simply by waiting, by telling themselves they will start when things are more stable, when they earn more, when they have more time to figure it out. $347,000 is gone, not lost in a bad trade, not wiped out by a market crash, just quietly, invisibly, irreversibly destroyed by the most expensive thing a freelancer can do with their money: nothing. Welcome to Freelancer Retirement Lab. We are a data-driven financial education for the self-employed. Subscribe now. New videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Let's understand where the $347,000 comes from. Let me show you exactly how this number is calculated, because the mathematics of compounding is the most important financial concept any freelancer can understand. Meet two freelancers, Mr. A and Mr. B. Same age, 30. Same income, $72,000 per year. Same financial goals. Freelancer. Mr. A opens a solo 401k on day one of going freelance and contributes $1,000 per month, roughly 17% of gross income, starting at age 30. Freelancer Mr. B tells themselves they will get around to it. They are busy, income is inconsistent. They will start at 40 when things are more settled. At age 40, Freelancer Mr. B finally opens their account and starts contributing the same $1,000 per month. At age 65, retirement age, here is what each of them has. Freelancer Mr. A has approximately $2.3 million. Freelancer Mr. B has approximately $1.2 million. The difference is $1.1 million. Freelancer Mr. B contributed for 25 years. Freelancer Mr. A contributed for 35 years. The extra 10 years of contributions from Freelancer Mr. A amounts to $120,000 in raw contributions. This generated an additional $1.1 million in retirement wealth. Every dollar contributed in your 30s is worth approximately 9 times more than a dollar contributed in your 50s. So, what is the tax cost of waiting? The compounding loss is only part of the story. There is a second, equally devastating cost to waiting, and most people never calculate it. Every year you operate as a freelancer without a retirement account is a year you pay full tax on 100% of your income. At $72,000 annual income, contributing $12,000 per year to a solo 401k would reduce your taxable income by $12,000, saving approximately $4,440 in combined federal and self-employment taxes. Over 10 years, that is $44,400 in taxes paid unnecessarily. Now here is what makes this number genuinely painful. If that $44,400, the taxes you overpaid over 10 years of not having a retirement account, had instead been invested at 7% annual return over the following 25 years, it would have grown to approximately $241,000. So the 10-year delay cost you not just the $4,400 in overpaid taxes, it cost you the $241,000 those tax savings would have compounded into. Add that to the compounding gap of $1.1 million from the earlier example, and you begin to understand the true scale of what waiting actually costs. Let's go through the $347,000 calculation. So where does the $347,000 number from the opening come from? It is a more conservative scenario. Imagine a freelancer, Mr. C, who makes a modest income of $48,000 per year, saving just 15%, $600 per month, who waits 10 years to start. Freelancer Mr. C starts at 30 years old. By age 65, he has accumulated approximately $912K. Freelancer Mr. D starts at 40 years old. By age 65, his retirement balance is approximately $565,000. The difference between Mr. C and Mr. D is $347,000. The whopping difference of $347,000 arises from just $600 per month at a $48,000 annual income, the most modest scenario in this video. If your income is higher than $48,000, and most full-time freelancers earn more, the cost of waiting is proportionally larger. At $72,000 annual income, the 10-year delay cost over $1 million. At $100,000 annual income, the 10-year delay costs approximately $1.6 million. These are the standard financial outcomes for the majority of freelancers who intend to start saving and keep intending for 5, 7, 10 years before actually doing it. Here is what I find most troubling above these numbers. Every freelancer who has delayed saving knows intellectually that they should start. It is not a knowledge problem. It is a psychology problem. Human beings are wired to discount future rewards in favor of present comfort. Behavioral economists call this hyperbolic discounting. Your brain genuinely does not register future wealth as real, in the same way it registers a present expense. Retirement at 65 feels abstract when you are in your 35 only. A $600 monthly investment feels very concrete right now. This is why automatic systems beat willpower. Every study on retirement savings behavior shows the same result. People who automate their contributions save dramatically more than those who intend to transfer manually each month. When the decision is made once, when the money moves automatically on the same date every month before you ever see it in your checking account, the psychology of present preference stops working against you. Automation does not require discipline. It replaces the need for it. Have you wondered what does the number look like at different starting ages? Let me give you the complete picture. The cost of waiting, expressed as wealth destroyed at every decade of delay. All scenarios assume $600 per month, invested at 7% annual return, retiring at age 65. If you start at age 25, your final retirement balance is $1.4 million. If you delay and start at age 30, your final balance is $912K. The cost of the 5-year delay is $528AK. If you delay for 10 years and only start at age 35, your final retirement balance is $567K. The cost of the 10-year delay from age 25 is a whopping $873K. If you start at age 40, your final balance is only $347K. The cost of the 15-year delay from age 25 is $1.1 million. If you delay by 20 years and only start at age 45, your final balance is $207K. The cost of the 20-year delay from age 25 is $1.2 million. Read those numbers again. A freelancer who starts at 45 instead of 25 destroys $1.2 million in potential wealth, arising from just $600 per month contributions. Not from risky investments, not from inflation, not from market crashes, from doing nothing. What about the catch-up myth? Here is something I hear constantly from freelancers who started late. I'll just contribute more later to make up for it. This is one of the most persistent and expensive myths in personal finance. Let me show you why it does not work. Freelancer Mr. E. E contributes $600 per month from age 25 to age 35, just 10 years, and then stops completely. Never contributes another dollar. At age 65, his retirement balance is approximately $892K. Freelancer Mr. F contributes nothing until age 35, then contributes $600 per month for 30 consecutive years until age 65. His balance at age 65 is approximately $680K. Freelancer Mr. E contributed for only 10 years and stopped. Freelancer Mr. F contributed for 30 years continuously. Freelancer Mr. E still ends up richer by $212K. The mathematics of compounding are not fair. They do not reward effort in later years the way they reward early action. The money you invest in your 20s and 30s is structurally more powerful than the same money invested in your 50s, regardless of how much more you contribute later. You cannot catch up. You can only start. The real cost is not financial. I want to step back from the numbers for a moment, because the cost of waiting 10 years to start saving is not just financial. There's a second cost that compound interest calculators cannot measure. It is the cost of financial stress carried for a decade. Every slow client month spent worrying whether you can make rent. Every tax season arrived at with insufficient savings. Every year that passes in which your financial future feels uncertain and postponed. Financial anxiety is not just unpleasant. Research consistently shows it impairs decision-making, reduces productivity, strains relationships, and, ironically, makes it harder to grow the income that would resolve it. The freelancer who builds the right financial system in their 30s does not just end up with more money at 65. They spend their 30s, 40s, and 50s with a fundamentally different relationship with money and work. The freedom to take on clients they want instead of clients they need. The confidence to raise their rates. The ability to take a slow month without it becoming a crisis. The compounding of financial security is not just monetary. It compounds into every area of your professional and personal life. Where is your exact starting point? No more theoretical scenarios. Here is exactly what to do based on where you are right now. If you are in your 20s and have not started, you have the most powerful asset in personal finance: time. Open a Roth IRA today. $7,500 annual limit in 2026. Start with whatever you can. The amount matters less than the start date. If you are in your 30s and have not started or just started, open a solo 401k this week if you do not have one. Calculate 15% of your average monthly income. Set up an automatic monthly transfer on the day after your most reliable client pays. That is your system. Done. If you are in your 40s and are behind, do not catastrophize. Start now. Increase contributions aggressively using the income ladder. 50% of every income increase goes directly to retirement savings. Consider extending your working years by 2 to 3 years if needed. 2 extra productive freelance years in your late 50s can add $100,000 or more to your final balance. If you are in your 50s and starting from very little, the solo 401k catch-up contribution of $3,200 for those over 50 in 26 is specifically designed for this situation. Maximize it every year. Work with a CFP to build a realistic retirement income plan. The worst thing to do with this information is feel overwhelmed by the numbers and do nothing. The second worst is to use the gap as motivation for a few weeks and then stop. The only good response is to open the account, set up the automation, and keep going. Indeed, it is time to act now. 347K. That is the number I opened this video with. Now you know exactly where it comes from, exactly why it compounds so brutally, and exactly what to do so that number never applies to you. I want to ask you one question, and I genuinely want you to answer it in the comments. If you are completely honest with yourself, how many years have you already delayed? 1 year? 3 years? 5 years? 10? Drop the number. No judgment, just a number. Because I believe that when you put that number in writing, when you see it in a comment on a public video, something shifts. It becomes real in a way that it was not before you wrote it. And then it becomes motivation. Share this video with one freelancer you know who is delaying. Your share might be the reason they stop waiting. Subscribe to Freelancer Retirement Lab, Tuesday and Thursday, every week. See you in the next video.